38-year-old man spikes a fever and collapses during a speaking engagement. ER checks out blood volume, cardiac function, and autonomic reflexes, all normal.
The patient makes a living telling men to behave more like women. Surprised you didn't throw psych symptoms into the differential. Either way, could be a cerebral AVM.
ER did a head CT, no sign of AVM. Decent thought, though.
Patient's philosophy makes perfect sense. Its only flaw is that it's impossible. Evolution does not work that way. You can't talk legs onto a fish. We're gonna go extinct. We're gonna do it drinking scotch and driving muscle cars. Am I right? Thank you.
Cephalic fibromuscular dysplasia?
Doesn't explain the fever. The patient's talking about compromise. If you don't think that's possible, you don't think relationships are possible.
Anyone in this room in a position to disprove that?
This guy's just playing to his audience. Women are by far the biggest consumers of the self-help industry.
He could have a pulmonary embolism. Clot in his lung increases, right ventricular afterload drops the blood flow to his brain. We should do a pulmonary angiogram.
Patient lacks major risk factors for a PE. Doesn't rule it out, just makes it unlikely. Maybe we start with a D-dimer?
Less invasive than the angiogram. Good idea. How long have you been doing seminars?
The marriage counseling just the past couple of years. Before that, I did corporate coaching.
Can't imagine the same advice works for both audiences. Guess you shifted with the market?
There's nothing cynical about my husband. He and I...
It's okay. I get it. What guy thinks men should be more like women? A macho jerk. I got a big wake-up call, courtesy of 3 drunks who beat the crap out of me outside a sports bar in Milwaukee.
I'm guessing that explains the broken wrist in your medical history?
Those morons did me the biggest favor in my life. I realized I'd sacrificed my health because I couldn't back down from an argument over football. Meeting Marlene was the final piece in the puzzle. She changed my career and my diet. She gave me a whole new direction in life.
We'll need to know exactly how you changed your diet and when.
Do those dudes bend your ball sack like Beckham? 3 years ago, the bar fight.
This is Dr. House. He has a theory.
Oh, Dr. Adams, would you mind? I asked you a question. I assume you know the answer.
Yeah, I took a couple serious knees to the groin, but
What has gotten into me? Dr. Chase, just pick it up.
Do you know what's wrong with me?
Nothing that the Golden Girls couldn't have handled in 23 hilarious minutes. You had a hot flash. Those guys kicked your guys hard enough to do lasting damage. You didn't even look when presented with 2 reasonably attractive tukai. Yeah, I said it.
I was listening to my doctor.
People generally listen with their ears, leaving their eyes free to wander. I'm guessing that your testosterone level is just below Bieber. Do a blood test to confirm, start hormone replacement. It's no wonder that you think women are so great. You've basically been one for the last 3 years.
Something bothering you?
I asked the nurse for an extra pillow. That was half an hour ago.
Sorry. Things can get pretty hectic.
It's a pillow. I mean, how hard can a pillow... Listen to me. I'm being a jerk.
Testosterone can give you a shorter temper even when you're not sick. Noticed and adjusted. It's a good thing.
Hey, just got a call from our lawyer. You changed our counter to leading lights?
You deserve proper billing and a salary bump in the second term.
We talked about this. We decided it wasn't worth potentially blowing the deal.
It'll be fine.
I've got to get some work done.
I drew a line in the sand and I won. We should be celebrating.
Do you need a few minutes?
I'd rather keep getting better.
That's just it. You won. You made a demand that could have blown up the deal, and you never even asked me.
Deal didn't blow up. They caved.
Joe, you say it in your seminars. Process matters just as much as results.
Are you seriously busting my chops because I made one little move without you? How about stepping aside and letting me be the man in this relationship for a change?
I really can't talk to you right now.
I don't know why I said that. I got so angry.
Hopefully after this dose, you'll start to feel better and we can get you home. But I'd like to do one more test.
World, the business world. If you're not a winner, you're a loser.
His voice, it's lower than it is now.
If only there was a good reason for a professional speaker to be hoarse.
Go open a pottery studio.
Good point.
It's not a good point. It's a decent point. You're doing it again. You got any other videos? Other seminars?
A couple.
When you see a weakness, that's a time for strength. A lot of people say, oh, I feel bad about it. The other guy made a
You
mistake.
bailed too early.
The other guy's having a
Oh,
bad
I get all the credit.
That kind of thinking is what makes you have the bad.
Chronic hoarseness is a symptom of a condition called silent thyroiditis.
But I'm not hoarse.
Exactly, but you were 3 years ago. Silent thyroiditis comes and goes, and it, in turn, is a symptom of polyglandular autoimmune syndrome type 3, which makes this a really bad idea. PAS3 attacks the body's own endocrine system, moving from gland to gland. It started in the thyroid, probably helped along by your low testosterone, moved on to the gut.
Where it caused celiac disease, or it would have if you weren't on a gluten-free diet. I was right.
This is incredibly relevant. Eventually, PAS3 attacked your thymus gland. You developed myasthenia gravis, which landed you in here, and you started eating gluten, which only made things worse.
So am I going to be okay?
We'll treat the various conditions with high-dose steroids. Assuming they respond, you'll be fine.
And the testosterone?
Kicked in the nuts is kicked in the nuts.
Tea time.
What happens if I don't take it? Or at least go to a much lower dose?
You having side effects?
No, I feel great. Faster, clearer, more like myself. But my marriage and my career, they're both built on me being somebody else.
Low testosterone can cause depression and problems sleeping. It's also been linked to conditions such as osteoporosis and diabetes. It'll make your life harder and more dangerous on top of all the meds you'll be taking.
I'll take that risk. I'm a better man without it.